say that we are. This is Rock Nation. Pledge your allegiance.
I'm Jackson Miller. Alongside joining me once again is Dan Wolf up here in the booth. Dan, we got 2, 3, and 1 teams coming in tonight's matchup. One team that's in AA and one team that's in AAA, so a little bit of difference in the divisions there. But you know, the Roughriders, they're here to come. You know, they're ready to come to play. You know, they're a team that's not to be taken lightly, and the Mustangs, hopefully they can bounce back after that 42-14 loss against Sheyenne last Friday.
You know, two teams in both Red River and Sheyenne that were ranked in the top 5 in their respective classes, who took losses last week, and kind of to crosstown rivals. You know, anytime that Sheyenne and Shanley get together, you know it's going to be an entertaining game, and we saw just how good Shanley's RPO is and that offense, and they put up a lot of plays, a lot of points, and they did it to Sheyenne last week. And for Red River, they played their crosstown rivals, Grand Forks Central, in the Cushman Classic up in Grand Forks. So both teams, I'm sure, feeling a little sting, you know, feeling like they probably didn't put their best foot forward last week, and hoping to get off the schneid and see if they can put a win together tonight.
Absolutely, and yeah, Shanley was, you know, it was all about them last Friday when they came to that second half. You know, it was a pretty close game, surprisingly, despite all the turnovers that Sheyenne had in that first half. It was only 20-14. They're only down by a score.
Right.
But then Shanley just took over in the second half. And I think part of that is the defense is starting to get tired because the offense had a lot of 3 and outs in that game.
Absolutely.
And the defense is getting worn out by the Shanley's, you know, powerful offense.
Absolutely.
And the tempo of Shanley's offense is too much to handle.
You know, Shanley goes with tempo nonstop. They want to get, I know, previous to the Sheyenne game, Shanley had run 89 offensive plays, and when you're a defense that has to be on the field that much and try to defend all of those options that you're going to see in front of you, that takes a lot out of you. It takes a lot out of you mentally, it takes a lot out of you physically, and Shanley just kind of ran away with that in the second half last week.
We're going to direct our attention down to the PA and then give you guys some more keys to the game for tonight's matchup between the Roughriders and the Mustangs.
Thank you again, and welcome to the home of Mustang football. This matchup between the Roughriders and the Mustangs will be played under the strictest code of good sportsmanship. The North Dakota High School Activities Association, the Eastern Dakota Conference, and school administration encourage and promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We ask that you cheer your team and be respectful of the opponents. As high school student athletes and representatives of their communities, the Mustangs and Roughriders are committed to fair play, responsibility, and respect. They invite you to support their efforts. Together, let us all help create an environment for high school competition that we can be proud of. Working the chains tonight are Matt Clayman, Mike Woodbury, Raleigh Swedberg, and Kyle Benjamin. And up in the press box, we got Darrell Lund, Gary Honorist, Darn Barlow. My name is Cameron Holland. I'm proud to be the voice of the Mustangs. A huge thank you to all event staff for helping organize tonight's event. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask you to please stand if you are able, remove any headwear, and remain at attention as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem by the Sheyenne Pep Band under the direction of Ms. Nicole Rumpke. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet our Sheyenne cheer team.
So Jackson, as you were mentioning before the national anthem there, both teams losing and they had been top 5. You know, we know Sheyenne had been the number 2 ranked 3A team in the state. The latest poll for both 3A and 2A keeps both teams in the top 5. West Fargo Sheyenne slips a notch and drops to number 3 at 3-1. Minot High is now the new number 2 in the state at 4-0, with Shanley remaining number 1. Bismarck High is 4 and Davies is 5. On the AA side, North remains at 1, South at 2, and those two are squaring off in a big 2A game tonight across town. Jamestown is 3, Dickinson 4, but Red River, with that loss to Grand Forks Central last Friday, remains in the top 5 in the 2A division. So an important game, even though it's non-conference. I think probably a chance for both teams to feel like they're getting right and trending in the right direction as we're going to start getting into the meat of that schedule now.
Well, yeah, like I said earlier, and I was mistaken, Red River is actually 4-1.
Yeah.
They had a game against Wilson a week earlier because they have an open in their schedule right before their regular season finale against Dickinson on October 20th. So yeah, this team they started off 4-0 and they dropped that game last week to Grand Forks Central, and Sheyenne was off to a 3-0 start before they dropped their game against Shanley last Friday. But this team, I was talking to Bear Reed in the hallway today during school, and he said, you know, Red River he put it simply like this. He's like, you know, if we play like we did last week, we're not going to do so well, you know, against this team. Like, but if we play well, like we usually do, we can beat anyone in the state.
Absolutely. And so it's the defense that's going to go out first, I think, here for the Mustangs. As it appears, Red River has, if they won the toss or if Sheyenne elected to defer. There's a little, as you mentioned, overcast tonight and possibility of some rain showers. I don't think anything major out on the radar, but that could be a factor that plays into this game as time goes on as well.
I think another factor that's going to be interesting tonight is the Mustangs are going to be without Barry Pennu. He's out with a dislocated shoulder, I believe. He dislocated that against Shanley last Friday, so they're going to be missing him tonight in the backfield.
And Caleb Deere also not.
Still out, yeah, with his ankle.
Yeah, not dressed tonight, so you know, that does make the task a little bit harder for Sheyenne. And you know, don't make the mistake if you're watching the game to assume that because Red River is in a division down from Sheyenne that this is automatically going to be an easier matchup for Sheyenne by any stretch of the imagination. As you mentioned earlier, Red River's here and they're ready to play and they're going to give what they can to try and earn a victory tonight. Yeah,
all their games have been pretty close, so they seem like a team that is able to play in some high tense situations. Their wins include a 24-21 over Williston, a 33-20 over Jamestown, 23-12 over Wapaton, and then their only blowout so far was a 48-6 win over Turin Mountain Community High School. So, and then their 30-18 loss against Central. So all their games have been relatively close, within a couple scores.
And I believe that Central game was close as well, and then Central got a couple of scores, so it looked worse than it was, but I think it had been a closer game throughout. As we look around the state tonight in the 3A division and also probably playing some 2A opponents, Shanley's taking on Bismarck Century. That game is only 8-7 right now, Jackson, with Shanley holding a 1-point lead with only a minute to go left in the first. Bismarck beat West Fargo High tonight. They played earlier today. Bismarck won 33-26. Other games around the state, Williston playing Legacy, St. Mary's playing Mandan, and then a big one up in Minot, Davies playing at Minot. And then, of course, we have Sheyenne and Red River here tonight.
Alfonso Bipa's back in action to kick. Has Chase Odlin's going to be out for this evening. And we are underway for week 5. Nice, decent return here from number 6. That is Hayden Hong. And now we'll get We're going to give you guys some defensive starting lineup graphics here. Meet the defensive starters.
Grant Knodel, defensive end, the Aurora Elementary.
Cade Petchak, defensive tackle, Freedom Elementary.
Jackson Becker, defensive tackle, the Aurora Elementary.
Connor Mansky, defensive end, Aurora Elementary. Go All-Stars.
Casey Menz, linebacker, the Horace Elementary. Go Lions.
Carson Wilson, linebacker, the Aurora Elementary. Go All-Stars.
Grant Henney, linebacker, the Independence Elementary. Go Bulldogs.
Grace Wilson, cornerback, out of the Freedom Elementary. Fly Flyers Fly.
Jameson Allen, cornerback, the Legacy Lions.
Noah Olson, strong safety, the Horace Elementary.
Sullivan Irie, free safety, Freedom Elementary. Go Flyers.
Decent first play for the Roughriders.
Looked like there was a little bit more room on the outside and unable to take a whole lot of advantage as we see Red River going kind of, it looks like tempo. They're just going no huddle, but don't appear to be any huge rush to try and snap the ball, maybe looking for some kind of read that they can take advantage of, but they just go to the line and kind of wait for their instructions.
Pierce Parks only picks up a couple on that last play. Third down coming up here. See if the Mustangs can force a 3 and out. Pierce Parks drops back, has some time, fires deep. He has a man and just leads him too far out in front. He was looking for Hong there.
Right through the double coverage. He had a step on the Cheyenne D-backs back there, but unfortunately for Parks, unable to connect. So that's going to bring up a 4th down and deep in their own territory, probably going to be a punting situation. So we'll have a chance for Cheyenne to touch the ball for the first time tonight.
Quick 3 and out, forced by the Mustang defense. A good sign after giving up 42 points last week to Shanley.
Not a good punt.
Not a good punt either. And that's going to be a fair catch right around just past the 45, right around the 47. So Dan, as we get going here tonight, what are some of your 3 keys to the game for the Mustangs to be on the winning, to be in the winning circle by the end of this game?
Well, you know, it seemed to me, you know, every game starts and ends with controlling the trenches, right? Who can control the line of scrimmage, and that was something Cheyenne has struggled with last week. And they haven't been consistent with it this year. We've seen times where they've dominated, probably more so on the offensive line than defensive. So I'm certainly going to be looking to see if they can do that. And the other factor that we're going to want to keep an eye on, I think, is winning that turnover margin. You know, see if they can get a takeaway or 2, but they've got to protect the ball. They've got to take care of the ball.
And they didn't do that well against Shanley last. They had three or four turnovers on their first 5 or 6 drives.
And that just kills any momentum that you have. And so they have to take care of the ball better tonight.
This one's going to be going to Grace Wilson. We'll also give you guys a chance to now meet the offensive starting lineup for tonight's matchup for the Mustangs.
Noah Olson, wide receiver, Horace Elementary.
Cade Petchak, left tackle, Freedom Elementary.
Isaac Zeiss, left guard, the Aurora Elementary.
Brody Shovian, center, Freedom Elementary.
Giant Jolly second, right guard, Freedom Elementary.
Xander Mowry, right tackle, Legacy Elementary. Go Lions.
Colby Walter, wide receiver, the Freedom Elementary.
Cooper Bryant, tight end, Freedom Elementary.
Grace Wilson, slot receiver, out of the Freedom Elementary. Fly Flyers Fly.
Tate Herman, running back, the Aurora All-Stars.
Caden Olson, quarterback, Horace Elementary.
Wow, what a play by Noah Olson, up for grabs for the touchdown. What a pass by Caden Olson as well in double coverage there. Kind of unfortunate that kind of occurred during the offensive starting lineups graphic, but what an electric start for the Mustangs. Defense forces a 3 and out, and Caden Olson fires right to his older brother, Noah Olson, for a huge touchdown pass to put the Mustangs up a score right away with only less than 3 minutes into this game.
And Noah doing a nice job to use that off arm to kind of create some separation between he and the Mustang or the Red River defenders, able to go up and catch it at the peak and brings it in for a touchdown. So even though the extra point is no good, a quick 6-0 lead for the Mustangs on only their third play from scrimmage. So, Jackson with Caleb Deere not ready to go tonight, and certainly without Barry Penu, probably as good a start as you could hope for if you're Coach Newton out there. That big connection. Tate Herman stepping in for the Mustangs on offense and running back, and probably a little less shake and bake than what Barry has. Still a big, strong runner, but maybe not that flat-out speed and that quick change of direction that Barry has. So good to see the Mustangs get a quick score here, see if they can settle into a little rhythm and be able to extend into their lead here if they're able to get a stop on this possession. Should also mention it's homecoming. Big night for Cheyenne. Yep, the big homecoming game.
Usually it's against Shanley, and we did play Shanley on their homecoming this year, but this year our opponent for our homecoming this year is Red River, of course. We're happy to host them.
And I'm guessing we'll have an opportunity to meet this year's King and Queen in homecoming court at halftime. So if you stay tuned for that after the completion of the first half, we should be able to show you that.
This one's returned once again by Hayden Hong.
And it'll be a start at the 30 once again. Good coverage there, everyone staying in their lane.
Number 6, Hayden Hong on the return for the Riders. Tackled by number 32, Tate Herman.
Looks like we got to work on the timing of announcing our graphics. that's on me for announcing that during the drive. Next time, I'll try to do that in between plays there.
I tell you what, in previous years, probably would have thought we would have had plenty of time, but with the RPO now that Cheyenne is running, certainly more opportunities. Good job by Cheyenne stringing that out. Good pursuit to the edge, but still going to be a gain of 4 by the Riders.
Thomas Kraft on the carry and Race Wilson with the tackle.
Like I said, Jackson, I think the secret sauce tonight is going to be controlling that line of scrimmage and see if you can hold up any type of rushing attack for Red River, and then find a way to scratch out a turnover, strip the ball, an interception, something like that. And that's going to give you an excellent chance to be successful if you're Cheyenne tonight.
2nd and 6. Parks drops back. He's getting some pressure. Rolls out to his right and passes incomplete. Almost caught. Just
hit him in the hands. He just couldn't grab it in, although there's a flag on the play here.
Popped out of his hands last minute, or last second, excuse me.
I think that's going to go against Red River.
Back on the offense, 10-yard penalty.
Oh, that's interesting. They got the refs on the mic now. That is cool. Great upgrade.
Illegal block in the back there. It appeared to be the call. So that's going to back them up in the 2nd and 16.
Parks drops back. Gets the pressure again. Passes through the hands of number 27. That's Nicholas Lord. That's going to be a late hit.
Yeah, they're going to get Noah Olson on that. It wasn't a ton of contact, but indeed, it was certainly after the pass was incomplete. He tried to let up, but he made that contact, and they're going to get him on a personal foul, and so that's going to get a first down for Red River. And those are the type of those unforced errors that you just, that can extend drives for the other team or kill the drive that you're on. And so I'm sure coaches are going to talk to Noah and just kind of clarify things, and you want a kid to be aggressive, but at the same time, unfortunate.
So it is going to bring up 3rd and 1.
Third and 1. That was the 2nd and 16. I was expecting an automatic first down with that, but not.
It's after 2 flags in a row. The Rough Riders are facing a 31.
And that's going
to be another flag. Yeah. 3 flags in a row. My goodness.
That one's going to be a jump encroachment.
And that's going to be on the Mustangs again. So now it is going to be a first down for the Rough Riders. Interesting events that have occurred there.
Good hard count by Parks there to get the Mustang defensive line, the right side of the defensive line, to bite on that.
So now we got 1st and 10 from the 45. And it's going to be a quick pass to number 22. That's Kraft. And he gets out of bounds right around the 47. It's only a couple.
Gain of 2, it's 2nd and 8.
Parks fakes the handoff to Lauren and keeps it by himself, and he's swallowed up. Picks up maybe 1.
That was really good job there by Connor Mansky, stringing that out. He held his edge and then made Parks have to evade him, and that gave time for the Mustangs to close on that. So that'll be a 3rd and long, 3rd and 6. You know, Jackson, it's amazing to me as watching this game and last week watching a little bit of the coverage at Shanley. You know, all of these schools now run using the RPO and how much they've opened up offenses. You know, years ago in high school, it was very conservative. You know, you passed when you had to, or if you thought there was some kind of advantage.
Deep pass, and it's incomplete, out of bounds.
But, you know, that just has how much the game has evolved, and credit to the coaches and probably the technology and all the things that go on with that as you see all these RPOs going on. And offense is getting more and more inventive all the time and really putting pressure on your defense.
Absolutely. It makes the games more exciting for us to commentate and for the fans to spectate and watch. I mean, in my opinion, that game we called against Century a couple weeks ago where we won 26-24 is easily the most exciting game we've ever called in the 3 years we've been doing this. It came down to a game-winning field goal that was wide left by Jangula and had plenty of leg. Both his missed kicks from 34 and 43 yards had plenty of leg, just wide to the left.
But you're absolutely right. When you put the ball in the air this much, you know, exciting things happen. You get a lot of touchdown passes. You get some interceptions. A lot of things go on, and it certainly is exciting for the fans.
The Mustangs would begin their 2nd drive of the game, 7:11 to go here in the 1st quarter. And this one's just going to start from just inside the 20. It's going to be a handoff up the middle. Not much.
That hole closed real early on Herman. So he tried to build up some speed and get downhill, and not much there. So 2nd and 8 upcoming. Quick to the line, a little tempo here for the Mustangs.
And this one goes to Herman again. Not much.
No, and we talked in pregame, you know, you've got to establish that line of scrimmage. You've got to control it, and those last two plays, Red Rivers kind of imposed their will on the line of scrimmage.
Another flag.
I think they're going to
4th one we've seen already.
And I don't know. Red River had a player on the field, not off yet. I don't know if they're going to call that, if they're going to call a false start or illegal motion, as the right side of the line took off, but the ball was not snapped. There was, as I said, there was a Red River defender still on the field, so potential for that 12 man on the field for the defense, but that's not the call. Instead, a 3rd and 13 now, faced by Cheyenne.
Mustangs going to be forced to go to the air here. And Olsen rolls out to his right, has some pressure. He's got a man, that is Bryant.
And he's going to pick up the first down.
Trucks his way over the first down marker.
Good effort. Yards after the contact there. He picked up about the last 5 or 6 after shedding that first tackler and just keeping those legs going. He's able to get across the 30. And again, tempo from the Cheyenne offense.
And goes to Herman again, and he's wrapped up. That has not been working. It's 3 carries and
3 carries in the last 4 plays and minimal gains on all of them.
Probably 2 yards in total.
Again, whatever they're attempting, Red River seems to be ready for that.
Quick pass. This one's to Race Wilson. He gets the first down up past the 45.
Cheyenne said a lot of that play against Shanley last week. Shanley showing off their skill players and their team speed. It was an impressive offensive performance, and Cheyenne trying to flip the script here and see if they can put Red River on their heels in the first half as we see that play going the other direction. A little bubble screen, and Bryant puts his head down, gets it out to midfield. That'll bring up 2nd and short. And again, Cheyenne quick to the line. There is something to be said about being able to get those plays out as quickly as possible.
Olsen fires deep. He's looking for, oh, what a catch! That's Kobe Walter, and he waltzes his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Mustangs.
Well, it's an exciting play. It looked to me like a little bit like Colby maybe had a little push there, little push off, but nothing called as far as offensive pass interference goes. But it looked like a little shove there. Regardless, Cheyenne's going to up its lead to 12-0 and have a chance to go up 13 or 14-0, depending what kind of play they run here.
Looks like they're going to go for the extra point. See if Bipa can get this one to go through after missing the first.
And that one will be good.
There you go. So he's 1 for 2. Mustangs lead 13-0 with 4:13 to go here in the first quarter.
2 connections.
2 touchdown passes from Olsen. One to his older brother Noah Olsen, and then Kobe Walter.
And that's the type of plays we saw in that Century game. Really, Olsen never had a lot of time to get comfortable in the pocket or even on rollouts with that RPO against Shanley. They did a good job of pressuring and keeping him off balance all night, and we saw it from some interceptions and things like that. But even though Cheyenne's line hasn't been able to really create any openings for Herman to get through, doing a good job of protecting Olsen there and letting him have the time he needs to get that pass away. And a quick 13-0 lead. And Coach Newton would be happy to, put another couple scores on before halftime and make Red River think about how nice it would be to get back home. So especially I think after a game like you had against Shanley, I think this is where you want to kind of still keep the pedal down and see what you can make happen offensively.
Absolutely.
Oh, good return this time.
That's Hong once again on the return. He's up past the 40.
So best starting field position of the night for Red River, out past their own 40. They've started from about the 30 each of the previous 2 times. Again, Red River going no huddle. There is a little breeze out there tonight, Jackson. Hasn't really seemed to be any kind of impact on the game overall yet.
It's coming out of the south. Little dump off pass to number 2.
Little middle screen there.
That is
Yeah, there's no number 2 on our
no number 2 on the roster
so
sheet, huh? Interesting.
Okay, they said at the end of the quarter. But thank you.
Second and 6.
Good pursuit. Good job. Oh,
yeah.
I think that might be.
It was Krogstad on the carry.
I think that one might go on Red River, kind of keeping that play going. A little extra shove after the end of the play on a Cheyenne player. A little unnecessary roughness.
This is the fifth flag. This is the 5th flag we've seen already. We're not even at the end of the first quarter.
It's over. Personal foul for the 76
Yeah.
of the offense. That's a 15-yard penalty. Since it's occurred after the play was over, down counts. It'll be third down.
Yeah.
It's going to be 3rd and long for the Roughriders.
And then now you take away that advantage of some decent starting position. You're going to end up putting yourself back into a
3rd and long for the Riders.
3rd and almost 20 here.
It's going to be 3rd and 23, I believe, since a 15-yard
Oh,
penalty.
yeah, 23. And there's another flag and a false start. So 3rd and 28. And Red River is moving the wrong direction, as we see on the press box up here, a couple raindrops on the windows. So
we have to keep track of how much flags there's been. There's already 6.
I think that's 3 for each team. Yeah. So 13 points and 6 penalties thus far in the first quarter.
3 minutes to go. And now Parks is going to have to drop back and fires a deep pass. And it is intended for Hong, but that is, or excuse me, that's actually number 5, Zach Olkey, who was the intended receiver, not number 6.
Olkey was open. He actually had to slow down, and maybe that's the first time we've seen that wind play a factor of getting a good tight spiral into the wind and being able to carry far enough. But had that pass had another yard or so of air, they might have gotten away with that one, and that would have been enough for a first down. As it is, it drops harmlessly, and now it's going to force Red River into a punt situation.
I believe Red River has not even reached past the 50 on all 3 of their drives so far. It's hard to punt into that south wind.
Yeah.
And this is going to be right around the 49.
Another good starting position for Cheyenne.
Cheyenne's going to look to go up 3 scores now.
Located by the Mustangs statue of concessions, and there were some ticket sellers moving through stands. Winning tickets drawn toward the third quarter. $1 for 15 for $10.
Bottom left corner of the screen, you can see our social media pages. Go check those out for our sporting updates. Also subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell so you can get notifications on when we go live for the games that we call. Oh, his helmet comes off. That was Herman.
That needs to be, play needs to be stopped there. And now flag comes out, so that might be a face mask. I think Herman has to leave the field with the helmet off for at least one play. So I'm not sure if they're going to say a horse collar or a...
That's 7 flags now.
Yeah, they're talking about this one. I could see this one, Jackson, being it came in from the sideline, that they decide there was no flag, but we'll see.
By rule, play is dead once the ball carrier's helmet comes off. There is no penalty on the play. Result of play. Second out.
Yeah. It didn't look like he had a hand on the face mask. It almost more like a headlock type of deal, and that helmet popped off.
A lot of stoppages. 2:35 to go here in the first quarter. This one goes to Wilson up the middle, and he finds a little gap there and gets it up to the 45.
Does not take him long to find a gap and to shoot through it. So Race Wilson playing a role he hasn't played for a while, getting into the backfield, Herman comes back on now. Stutter step, picks his way for only about a yard, maybe 2.
Herman hasn't been able to find much yards up the middle, just easing his way. Or trying to truck his way to an easy 2 or 3 yards.
So 4th and 4.
Mustangs are going to go for it. Olsen's going to drop back, looks to his left, and pass is caught by Kobe Walter right around the 40. He shakes the guy, and then he's finally brought down.
And that should be enough for a first down. As he was trying to pick his way across the middle and get upfield, he would make a little gain and then back up and make a little gain and back up, but it was enough. Again, good pass protection from the Mustang line tonight. Unable to create, though, any real holes or running lanes for Herman thus far.
This one goes to Herman. Picks up a couple. Play action. Caden Olsen rolls to his right, and he's going to keep it this time. And has a lot of green turf, and he's taken out of bounds right around the 30.
Good recognition by Olsen. That play not designed to go out for the right on a run, but just too much space out there to pass that up. So 3rd and short.
This one goes to Herman, and this is going to be first down. This is his best run so far. There you go. Tate Herman gets the first down. Oh, he's hurt, though. Limping on that leg.
Not coming off at this point. You know, and this is one of those situations where we're not even out of the first quarter yet, but already it feels like that Red River defense has been on the field for a long time. And so even though there's nothing there, I think if you're Cheyenne, you got to kind of keep going to that and kind of keep pounding at that defensive line and see if you can wear them down and start gouging them for some bigger gains as the game goes on. As Herman's still favoring that foot a little bit as he comes off. So see if that puts Race Wilson in the backfield once again.
Oh, bad snap over Olsen's head. He's going to have to just recover this right at the 30.
That was a smart play just to cover that up.
At the end of the first quarter with the score, Sheyenne Mustangs 13, Red River Roughriders 0.
Yeah, that's going to reach us. That's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter. The Mustangs lead 13-0. We'll be right back after the short break to begin the second quarter for this Week 5 matchup between the Mustangs and the Roughriders.
Our health. It's what keeps us doing what we love. It keeps our communities strong. So, how are you doing? There's no easier way to take care of yourself than checking in with us, your primary care team at Essentia Health. In person or online, we offer scheduling and appointment options that fit your life. We'll care for you today and keep an eye on things for the future. And if needed, get you back on track. So take some time to connect with us because it's always good to check in.
Grant Olsen,
defensive end,
wide receiver,
the Aurora Elementary.
Forest Elementary.
Kate Petchak, defensive tackle, Freedom Elementary.
Jackson Becker, defensive
Zeiss,
tackle,
left
the
guard,
Aurora Elementary.
the Aurora Elementary.
Defensive
Brody
end,
Shelby,
Aurora Elementary,
Freedom Elementary.
Casey
Chad
Benz,
Dollar,
linebacker,
second,
the Forest
right guard,
Elementary.
Freedom Elementary.
Curtis Murphy, linebacker,
Right
D.
tackle, Legacy Elementary.
We had a little glitch there with the graphics. This pass is caught by Haas.
Nice little sidearm flick there by Olsen. Finds Haas. One of those you get half the yards here, make it 4th and manageable.
We'll make it 4th and 6 from the 20-yard line.
So it'll be 4th and 6 from the 20 for the Mustangs. Wilson pump fakes, has a man, and it's incomplete. He's looking for number 13. That is Sullivan Irie.
Looked for a second like he maybe came up with it, but must have skipped off the ground. So Cheyenne turns it over on downs, but Red River finds themselves deep inside their own territory again to start the second quarter.
Parks is going to keep this right up the middle, and he gets a decent gain, and he gets a gap, and he finds his way through the Mustangs linebackers, and he gets all the way up to the 40.
Well, we know Pierce Parks is a good athlete and basketball player for Red River, and finally just spreading everybody out in the as they ran patterns. That accounted for most of the guys in the secondary, and once he reached into that second level, there was no one there. And Parks just puts the hammer down and goes. He picks up about 40 yards on that. Easily the best field position of the night for Red River. They're going to look for a quick bubble screen, and no one there. Or receiver dropped it, but probably just as well, because that was sniffed out pretty well by the defense.
Second and 10 from 40.
Parks is going to keep it once again. Pretty decent gain up to the 35, so it's going to be 3rd and 5 coming up.
I would say, Jackson, the two best runs that they've had have both been from Parks tonight. So this is maybe something that that quarterback draw might be something we see a little bit more. 3rd and 5 upcoming, but certainly I would think 4-down territory for Red River, especially with the wind at their backs now.
Parks drops back, has some pressure. He's going to keep it once again. He's going to get the first down right out of bounds, right up just past the 30.
Number 1 Parks on the carry, chased out of bounds by number 24, Grant Henny.
Defensive end on that side got a little too far upfield and couldn't set that edge. And so when Parks went and tucked it and went to run, there was no one there protecting that edge. So that's got to be discipline there on the part of Cheyenne. It's one thing to get upfield to put a pressure on him, but you've got to also maintain your lane discipline. If you can't set that edge, that's going to be, Parks is too athletic not to take advantage of that.
This is going to be a handoff to number 25. That's Krogstad.
Rogers on the carry for the Roughriders. He's tackled by number 55, Kate Petshot. Gain of 3, 2nd and 7 for the Riders.
Motion. This one goes to Kraft.
Jet sweep there. I think they're going to get a hold on that one. I think Grant Canodal got tackled there by the offensive lineman for Red River there. I think that's going to be a hold, and that's going to bring that one back. The ref saw that one. I think number 74 is going to be guilty on that one, J.B. Walters.
Holding. Number 74 of the offense. 10-yard penalty for previous spot. Remains 3rd down. Correction. Second down.
So backs Red River up again. Not the cleanest game we've seen, Jackson. That's got to be about the 8th penalty between the two teams thus far.
These are the most flakes I think we've seen.
Yeah,
I mean, this is not even the end of the first half.
Has not been very clean.
Just got done with the first quarter a little bit ago. Parks pump fakes, and he's going to keep it, and he shakes a couple tackles there, jukes back to his right, and Parks shakes another tackle, and he's all the way up inside the 20, brought down, or not even brought down, but just the play was called off right around the 15.
Boy, a couple of good opportunities. Some Cheyenne defenders got a hand on him, but again, as we said, you know, Parks is 6'2", 205 QB. He's too strong for that. You're not going to get him down with one hand. You have to wrap him up. And so ruins a good opportunity for Cheyenne there, having backed Red River up 2nd and long. Parks picks up the first down on that.
Parks is going to keep it again and tries to hurdle his way. And now he's tackled just outside the 5-yard line. So the Red River, it's been pretty much all Pierce Parks here.
I was going to say, he's been the offense on this possession for Red River, and we'll see if they think that they found something here. And that was something that hurt Cheyenne against Shanley last week as well a few times with those designed quarterback runs.
7:40 to go here in the first half. 2nd and 1 from the 7. This one is going to be handed off to Lord.
27, Nicholas Lord on the carry.
They'll be close to a first down. Red River can get one more first down here before they have a goal-to-go situation. So 3rd and short, but obviously 4-down territory for Red River. So see if Red River wants to keep this on the ground, maybe with Parks, or if they're going to see if they can get something over the top into the corner.
Parks rolls out to his right, and that's exactly what you said, Dan. It's going to be a touchdown for Red River. That is number 23, Aiden Wadlow.
And that's where that dual threat quarterback, the yards that Parks had been able to chew up on this drive, you know, when the defense sees him out there, it gets your attention immediately, and then you get defenders kind of trapped in no man's land. Do you close on the quarterback, and if you do, does that leave a receiver open behind you, or what exactly, how do you handle that?
When they make the point, I'm taking this cover off because it's so...
And Andrade's kick is good, and it's 13-7. Back to a one-score game with 6:55 to go here in the second quarter. Boy, Pierce Parks had quite the... It was pretty much all of him on that drive.
It really was. So quick look around the state. Here's some update on scores. Williston leads Bismarck Legacy 13-0 with 4 minutes left in the first. This one's a little bit of a shocker, Jackson. 14-14. Bismarck Century and Shanley out at the Community Bowl in Bismarck, and that's at halftime. So 14-all between Century and Shanley, the #1 team in the state. Again, Bismarck defeated West Fargo earlier today, 33-26. And no score between Davies and Minot with 6 minutes left in the first. And St. Mary's and Mandan, no update yet.
Number 45, Jesse Baker to kick off for the Roughriders. Deep to receive for the Mustangs. Number 3, Race Wilson.
Roughriders right back in it after the touchdown reception from Aiden Wadlow. Pierce Parks was running all over the Mustangs defense on that drive. And it's now 13-7. This one's received right around the 20. And Oh, bulldozes his way, and that's number 17, Caleb Haas, on the great return there.
Little directional kick trying to keep the ball out of Race Wilson's hand. And fantastic return by Caleb Haas there, getting it out to the Mustang 43.5. So decent starting position here for Sheyenne as they get their second possession here of the second quarter. Herman back in at running back. As Race Wilson also going to be flanked right of Olson to start this play.
This one's going to go to Herman.
So Wilson with a lead blocker in that situation.
Number 32, T. Herman on the carry, tripped up by number 70, Jacob Foss.
Good pickup of 5. They'll bring up 2nd and 5. So Coach Newton making a little adjustment there, getting 2 men in the backfield, seeing if that's going to open things up a little bit.
As to Wilson.
Yeah, same play, other side, except this time Herman's the lead blocker. Only a pickup of 1. Or 2 on that one, so 3rd and 3. Mustangs going with tempo, trying to get this ball snapped quickly. See if they can keep Red River a little bit off guard on this. Oh!
Big hit there. And that's a huge stop for the Rough Riders defense. Herman was nailed in the backfield.
Stopped in the backfield by number 70, Jacob Ross.
Ross doing a great job. He was in the backfield before Herman knew what was going on. Herman just barely had enough time to get the ball in his hands. And so Cheyenne's going to elect to punt here going into the wind, and with a 4th and 8-7 proposition, they're going to go ahead and punt and see if they can win a field position battle here.
I'm not sure what's going on with the scoreboard. 3 points were accidentally added to Red River. Hopefully that will get fixed. Score is 13-7.
A 37-yard punt down to the 16 where the Riders take over 1st and 10.
How the hell they score a field goal?
Parks drops back, has some pressure, is forced to roll to his right. He's back in the end zone and gets rid of it, almost a safety.
Excellent pursuit by Mansky. Yeah, he was out of the pocket outside the tackle box, but Mansky, boy, almost got him.
Second and 10 for the Riders.
So 2nd and 10 here for Red River from their own 16. Quick pass out to the flat by Parks. That's going to be reeled in by Kraft.
Chased out by Noah Olson, a Mustang fan. It's 3rd.
So pickup of about 5 on that.
I had to go let the guys who run the scoreboard there to let them know about the scoreboard error. Red River is at 7 points, not 10.
And that is updated now. Should see it on your screen. So 3rd and 5 here.
4:52 to go here in the first half.
Boy, a stop and a quick score by Sheyenne would be just what the doctor ordered. Good pursuit by Sheyenne, not buying that fake on that RPO. Parks keeps it and going to bring up 4th and 4. They're going to go ahead and punt, it appears, and this is the chance that Sheyenne needs. See if they can get this back with decent field position. Be great to get a 2-for-1 opportunity here, Jackson, as Cheyenne's going to get the ball in the second half. So if Cheyenne can do something with this possession and take the clock down as much as possible, could be that 2-for-1 opportunity that teams love to get as halftime rolls around. Decent punt.
With the wind. This is going to be returned. That was Irie. Shakes off a guy and gets it passed into the Rough Riders territory.
About the 42.5, 43-yard line.
13-yard return on the punt.
44-yard line. So 4 minutes and 3 timeouts for Cheyenne. If they have the opportunity here to string something together and put some points on the board right before halftime.
It'd be nice to go up 2 scores at the break.
So back to the the 10 personnel, no tight end, 4 receivers. Red River must not have liked what they had on defense there for what Cheyenne was showing them, and they're going to burn their first time out here as they trail 13-7.
Boy, that is a surprising score at halftime for Shanley and Century's game. Boy, that must be a very entertaining game. Century, hanging around there against the number 1 team in the state.
Century, we talked about it, Jackson, here against Cheyenne. They had the chance. They had that 33-yard field goal attempt to win the game, and that kick sailed just wide left. So, it's not that Century is not a quality opponent, but apparently Coach Ron Wingenbach must have dialed up something that's giving some fits to the Deacons thus far. But let's not forget the Cheyenne and Shanley game was close at halftime last week as well, and Shanley kind of took things over at that point. As Herman has a big hole, accelerates through, picks up a quick 8.
Number 5, Zach Olkey. Number 8, Blake Reedy on the tackle for the Riders. Gain of 8, 2nd and 2.
2nd and 2 coming up after the 8-yard gain from Herman.
Kept by Olsen.
Yeah, Olsen's going to keep it.
Looked like a little bit of a wrestling match there. He tucked it, and Herman thought he was trying to give it to him, but Olsen keeps it, tucks it under, and goes for a first down with still 3:27 to go at the Red River 29.
Up-tempo offense from the Mustangs. This one goes back to Herman. He spins his way to the 26.
A different alignment, but a really old school feel for us here, Jackson. This is exactly the type of play sequence we would have expected from previous Mustang teams. 3 plays all on the ground, picking up good yardage.
Wilson in motion.
There's jet sweep,
and this will go to Wilson, and he shoots back to his right.
He's gonna, looks like be held for a gain of 0 on that, so gonna bring up about 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7.
They'll bring up 3rd and 7 from the 26-yard line.
3rd and 7, 2.5 minutes to go here in the first half. Wilson's going to look, and he has Cooper Bryant for the first down. Trucks his way over, and Cooper Bryant's trying to fight his way loose, and he's tackled down at the 5.
Great individual effort by Cooper Bryant. The pass had the first down, but those last 8 yards was all effort by Bryant.
First and goal for the Mustangs from the 5-yard line.
So again, still plenty of time. All 3 timeouts remaining. Just trying to keep Red River.
This one's going to go to Herman, and touchdown, Mustangs.
Scored by number 32, Tate Herman.
Quick answer for the Mustangs after forcing the stop, and they go up 2 scores here just before the break.
I think the only thing we'd say on that, Jackson, is maybe took not as much time as you might have expected. Only took about 2 minutes there, so it is going to leave 2 minutes for Red River here. To have an opportunity to do something with that before halftime.
Allows a bite on to take extra points. Sullivan Irie to hold.
And Bipa's kick is good.
No good.
Oh, no good, actually. It looks
wide
good
left,
from here.
yeah.
It's wide left, so he's 1 for 3 now in extra points. It's going to stay 19-7.
Again, Chase Odlin unavailable for the game, so Bipa is stepping in and doing his best. So 12-point lead for Cheyenne. I think what you're looking for here, Jackson, is, you know, just got to make sure that you don't give up any big chunk plays here to Red River and give them in a situation where they can, you know, take a couple shots at the end zone. Probably a directional kick here coming up, and hopefully Cheyenne's able to hold tight here for the last 2 minutes and go in with this 12-point lead, knowing they'll get the ball to start the second half.
Life and a kickoff. Hong and Rogers deep to receive for the Riders.
Got the homecoming court there for 2023.
They're getting ready. They'll be announced at, they'll be introduced at halftime, so stick around after we get to the half to see the 2023 homecoming court. Oh boy, a little poocher that could.
Oh,
there it is.
Mustangs have it, and they're, wow. Bipa executes, what a great kick, and that's recovered by number 8, Tommy Levin.
Tommy Levine gets that one.
Levine, excuse me.
But I don't know if that was, you know, certainly the directional kick, but perfect pooch behind that.
Recovery by Cheyenne of a free kick. By rule, they're not able to advance.
Yeah, you're not able to advance that, so that is the one thing. But still, it took the perfect bounce and a great job by Tommy Levine to be on the spot at the right time. So now with 2 minutes, boy, golden opportunity for Cheyenne. See
Now
if
they
they can make something. See if they can go up by 3 scores going into halftime and getting the ball to start the second half. They'll start the way they did last time. Herman picks his way.
Yep, Herman's going to shake his way, trucks his way over past the 30.
And now we're starting to see that control at the line of scrimmage. Red River been on the field for a lot of defensive plays, and their line's starting to look a little bit gassed. Cheyenne's kind of dominating up front and kind of having their way with whatever they're trying to make happen. As we see Herman again, there he's going to get stood up. He's going to pick up 1 or 2.
68 Logan Waislow on the tackle. Minimal gain. 2nd and 9 for the Mustangs.
So we wind down towards a minute here. Cheyenne with all 3 timeouts.
Olsen's going to pump fake, and he fires deep. He's looking for Kobe Walter, and that's incomplete.
Little contact down there, but I don't know that that one was catchable. So Cheyenne going to huddle up, take advantage of the clock stoppage here at 1:01 to go. And a 3rd down coming up. This is certainly 4-down territory for Cheyenne.
3rd and long for the Mustangs.
1 minute to go here in the first half. 3rd and 9.
Nice. And I think Red River's going to burn their 2nd timeout. Yep. I was thinking, Jackson, if you could get something with Race Wilson, Noah Olsen crossing, you know, across the middle, running away from a defender would be something that would produce, I think, a lot of opportunity for yards after catch. So we'll see what Coach Newton's going to think about here in the timeout and see what he can come up with a 3rd and 9 upcoming.
Fargo North and Fargo South tied at 21. Just got a scoring update over the PA.
3rd and 9 for the Mustangs from 28.
Kane Olsen's going to drop back, rolls to his
Yeah,
right, has some
there's that
pressure.
crossing
Look at
pattern.
that.
Good crossing pattern right there, fighting Race Wilson. It's going to come up just 2 yards short, so 4th and 2.
Another pass, quick, and that's caught by Bryant.
Gets out of bounds, stops the clock. 48 seconds and all 3 timeouts remaining. Sheyenne at the Red River 14 here.
This is going to be a first down here, and this is Herman. Tackled just inside the 5.
That might be enough for another first down for Sheyenne, yep. So 1st and goal.
First and goal from the 4-yard line.
35 seconds.
This one's going to go to Herman once again. He's in for a second touchdown of the game. Back-to-back touchdowns from Herman, and the Mustangs are now up 4 scores here, just going into the break. After the kickoff recovery,
Yeah.
not really an onside kick, but a kickoff recovery that set up another quick score.
I'm going to guess, I don't know, Coach Reed would tell us that was an actual planned pooch kick or if it just worked out perfectly. But here's a chance to extend this lead to 19. Or perhaps 20. Looks like they're going to attempt the old-fashioned.
Mike on to attempt the extra point.
And that one's good.
So Baipa's 2 for 4 now, 26-7.
Great job, Mustangs, from Western State Bank, your hometown bank.
Wow, and still 30 seconds. 2
Yeah.
touchdown drives for the Mustangs, and there's still 30 seconds left here.
Not sure if our score on the screen is going to update here. It is 26-7 with the scoreboard at the game.
Hong and Rogers deep to receive for the Riders. Alfonso Vipa to kick off for the Mustangs.
Never mind.
26-7 with 30 seconds to go here.
Well, I would think if you're Red River, you want to have that second tier of guys up a little closer, but there, that one's kicked a little deeper.
Proceed right around the 20. Not much on the return.
Eddie Rogers on the return for the Riders. Tackled by number 22, Braden Olson.
See if there's a little prevent here, or if Red River's even going to attempt to try and make something happen. This is one of those dangerous situations. You know, it's frustrating certainly for Red River to be down 26-7, and you might be tempted to try and go for something, but this is also one of those situations that it makes you susceptible to that pick six opportunity or a strip of the ball, and you know the task is big enough as it is. You got to be careful on this offensive sequence if you're Red River. I think you maybe try one, maybe two passes, and if it doesn't work, then you just take a knee and get out of here and see what you can do in the second half.
Yeah, Parks is facing some pressure, rolls to his left, throws across his body, and the pass is incomplete.
Nope, that one's
Or it was
good.
complete. Yeah, it was number 2. It was number 2.
The Phantom player.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Phantom player.
Gain of 6 will make it 2nd and 4.
6-yard reception.
Again, Cheyenne, you just can't let anyone behind you. Absolutely imperative. No one gets behind you if you're a safety or a D-back here.
Parks has some time. Now rolls out to his right. Pass is caught by number 5. That's Olkey.
Parks pass completes number 5, Zach Olkey. Tackled by number 13, Sullivan Irie.
The Roughriders are going to burn their last time out here.
No, I think
maybe, or no.
Letting the stoppage on the first down. It's going to wind on the whistle. Oh, here.
2 seconds now. And they just get it off, so Parks facing some pressure now, gets a block, and just throw. Pass is caught in the open, but the Mustangs are there to tackle. That was number 23, Aiden Wadlow, who caught the touchdown for the Roughriders with the reception. And the Mustangs are going to go into the break with a 26-7 lead when really with 3 minutes to go it was 13-7.
Yeah.
The Mustangs picked up 2 touchdowns, that occurred there late in the half.
Yeah, Red River went down on that big drive where Parks was mainly the guy that made it happen for Red River, and with about 4 minutes left, you looked like, geez, this might be a pretty tight affair at halftime. Sheyenne moves down the field with ease, scores, gets the recovery on the kind of pooch kick there, and then puts it in again. And now we're sitting at 26-7 here at halftime.
So we're going to take a short commercial break, and then we'll be back to meet the homecoming court and the homecoming king and queen for 2023. We'll step away shortly. We'll be right back.
Our health. It's what keeps us doing what we love. It keeps our communities strong. So, how are you doing? There's no easier way to take care of yourself than checking in with us, your primary care team at Essentia Health. In person or online, we offer scheduling and appointment options that fit your life. We'll care for you today and keep an eye on things for the future. And if needed, get you back on track. So take some time to connect with us, because it's always good to check in.
Here, when your future lies ahead, we help set you on the right course. When your whole world is about to change, we help you prepare for your new life. When staying healthy means staying informed, we help you find answers. This is perseverance, understanding, connection. These are remarkable people doing remarkable things together.
Race Wilson and Avery Fitzpatrick. Piper Anderson and Noah Olson. Annika Carlson and Brent Canoto. Jen Jenke and Riley Rar. Colby Walter and Morgan Thomas. Brenna Dick and Caleb Deere. And ladies and gentlemen, please welcome this year's homecoming queen, Ellen Nelson, and homecoming queen, Carrie Pennu. Ladies and gentlemen, how about one more big round of applause? Congratulations to this year's Sheyenne Homecoming Court.
Where's my sucker?
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight, the Dakota Medical Foundation, along with our local West Toronto nonprofit, Enough with the Stigma, want to remind everyone that
There is no off-season for greatness. You do what it takes to stay in the game. And so do we. Our commitment is to keep you moving forward. Essentia Health, Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Like nowhere else. Our health. It's what keeps us doing what we love. It keeps our communities strong. So, how are you doing? There's no easier way to take care of yourself than checking in with us, your primary care team at Essentia Health. In person or online, we offer scheduling and appointment options that fit your life. We'll care for you today and keep an eye on things for the future, and if needed, get you back on track. So take some time to connect with us, because it's always good to check in.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget the 50-50 raffle. Tickets are $1, 15 for $10. Winning ticket drawn at the end of the third quarter. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the field, your Sheyenne Mustangs. Once again, I'd like to thank our Sheyenne Mustang football corporate sponsors. Thanks to our Orange Level sponsors for their donation of $2,000 each. Bell Bank Mortgage, Gateway Chevrolet, and Sheyenne Construction. Our Blue Rebel sponsors for their donation of $1,000 each. CW Builders, Edward Jones Financial Advisors.
We are back from the halftime intermission. Mustang Nation, Mustangs lead 26-7 here over the Roughriders as we are about to get the second half underway. And boy, those last two scores, as we talked about earlier, they came in less than 3 minutes.
Yeah, and they were perfectly timed for Sheyenne, having just given up that touchdown prior to on the possession for Red River prior to that, and they got the ball and took advantage of it, and instead of a 2-for-1, they turned it into a 3-for-1, getting 2 quick scores before halftime and extending their lead to 26-7. And I think probably what stood out to me there, Jackson, a couple of things. We're not winning the turnover battle, but Sheyenne isn't losing it either. There's been no turnovers yet, but I think that Red River defense was on the field a lot the first half, and I think that's going to take a toll. We'll see how that works out this second half, but towards the end of the first half, we saw Sheyenne starting to gouge them with some big runs. Herman was getting loose. Race Wilson carried the ball a couple of times, and I'm sure that's not lost on the Sheyenne coaching staff. And we'll see if Coach Newton dials up some runs and sees if they can just keep kind of grinding out some yards that way, and then look to take advantage of a pass here and there and see if they can bump this score up. If Sheyenne were able to go down and score on this opening possession, it'd be really hard to envision a scenario where Red River's able to mount a comeback to that.
Absolutely, and yeah, Red River's kind of in dangerous territory here as they're down 4 scores.
We'll do a quick update for some scores around the state. In 3A, Williston leads Legacy at the end of the first half, 27-7. Shanley now leading Century 28-21. With 4 minutes left in the third. At halftime, Mandan leads St. Mary's 14-7, and then 14-0, Davies is behind at Minot at halftime. And then, as we said, Bismarck defeated West Fargo 33-26 earlier today. In 2A, Valley City and West Fargo Horace 7-0 at halftime. North leads South 28-21 with 5 minutes left in that one. Jamestown leads Wahpeton 34-6, start of the third. And Devils Lake leads Dickinson 21-7 at halftime.
Tate Herman on the first carry of the second half for the Mustangs.
Looks like a pickup of about 8 there, or 7. Again, this Red River defensive line has had to be on the field a lot in this first half. And there's a good job that time.
Herman swallowed up there.
32, Tate Herman on the carry. Number 74, J.B. Walters on the tackle for the Riders. Loss of 2 will bring up 3rd and 5.
Tempo again for Sheyenne. See if Olsen looks to air it out on this one. He does.
Yep.
And there's
it's interception. Intercepted.
First turnover of the game. Not exactly sure what happened.
By Olkey.
Race Wilson went down. I don't know if he was tripped up, lost his footing, whatever. And Olsen hit Olkey right between the numbers on that one. He didn't have to move at all and came right to him.
Riders take over 1st and 10 from the Mustangs 36-yard
So
line.
Red River turns Sheyenne over, and this was an opportunity certainly that Red River's hoping to take advantage of here.
So after the interception, Red River is going to begin their drive. This is number 34. That is Ray Dusek.
Race Wilson trying to sell a hold there. Unsuccessful. Ref not buying what he was selling on that. And so a big first down run creates another first down for Red River. But Wilson had his hands up asking for the holding call, but the ref didn't agree. And so one play, good run for Red River.
It's going to be another run here. Not much.
It's probably like no gain on that one.
25, Reed
Krogstad on the carry.
So Jackson, as we said, you got to win that turnover battle, and one isn't maybe a backbreaker, but had been a pretty clean game as far as turnovers had gone, that being the first one of the game. We'll see how this impacts Sheyenne here in the second half.
Hopefully the Mustang defense can respond and back up the offense there after that turnover.
Number 25, Reed
Crockstead on the carry again.
Crockstead gang tackled there by the Mustangs. Only a gain of 1, so 3rd and long for Red River here. That's a position that you want to put them in if possible. Remember, it was kind of these plays in the first half on the lone touchdown drive for Red River where Parks kind of took over. They cleared out that secondary and that second level of linebackers with receivers in routes, and then Parks just took advantage of some seams and moved the ball down the field kind of on his own here.
And Parks is going to drop back, and he's going to roll.
Gonna do again, but this time Sheyenne up to the task. We'll see Red River be going for this on 4th down, but much better job by Sheyenne maintaining lane discipline on that and not getting too far sucked into one lane or another. Keeping that lane discipline, if you can set that edge, that limits what a quarterback's able to do. Nice job that time by the Mustang defense. So 4th and 9. Sheyenne would dearly love to get out of this one without having the that turnover, that interception come back to haunt them here.
Parks is going to drop back, and he's going to fire deep, and Allen in coverage, and he's there. That's going to be incomplete.
Really nice job.
Parks pass intended for number 2, Cam Klefstad is incomplete. Number 6, Jameson Allen on the cover.
Allen, good job, just kept those hands up, showing that he was not interfering on that route. And so Sheyenne holds tough. They get away with that one. See now if they're able to put something together offensively on this second opportunity of the 3rd quarter.
So the Mustangs, after the forced stop, after forcing the turnover on downs, they'll begin their second drive here in the second half, and that's Cooper Bryant on the reception.
Works essentially like a good 1st down run. Pick up of 3 or 4 there. It's kind of how that play is designed to work.
Gain of 4, 2nd and 6.
Olsen sticks it, but keeps it. Going to pick up a couple more, bring up a 3rd and 4. Doesn't look real clean on those where he's pulling that ball back. Looks like Herman, he's holding there, but looks like he's trying to latch onto it. Olsen almost has to fight it out of his arms at times, but, probably not a lot of experience in exchanging between those two.
And
Good
Olsen's
job by
keep
Olsen following that lead block. Nice job there by number 77, Xander Mowry, just kind of paving the way. Olsen tucks in behind him, able to move the chains.
1st and 10 from the 36.
It's going to be another handoff to Herman. He stopped right around the 40.
Stood up, but not till he gets 4 yards out of that.
Gain of 5, 2nd and 5.
So Red River doing a little more subbing this half of guys on that defensive line. They have got to be gassed here.
Olsen fires deep, and that's intended for Noah Olsen, but that's incomplete.
Well, I think he would add Cooper Bryant on that out. Going for it all to his brother Noah, but I think Cooper Bryant was open on that.
Third and 5 coming up for the Mustangs after the incompletion.
3rd and 5 for the Mustangs.
Olsen drops back again. Has Cooper Bryant on that out.
Olsen's pass completes number 12, Cooper Bryant, knocked out of bounds by
It'll
number
be
15,
close.
That's it out of the Mustangs.
They are going to move the chains.
They're going to move them. Hard to tell from our vantage point whether or not that was enough. It was close, but refs decide it is indeed enough. Move the chains as Cheyenne approaches midfield.
So we'll go back to Herman up the middle, and he's past the 50.
Herman on the carry, tackled by number 5, Zach Oki.
And again, you know, that's
Gain of 7. Makes it second
a
and
big
3.
kid, a powerful kid that it takes its toll on the defensive line here.
This one goes to Herman again.
Yeah, and he's just kind of chewing up yardage, and I think if you're Coach Newton, I don't think you have any reason to try and go away from something like that unless you see something. If they're starting to play, if they're getting too many guys in the box, you might look at going over the top on that. But for now, I think you just keep giving it to Herman or
Wilson had it in his hands.
Throwing some short passes. There's a flag down. I think this might be an ineligible man downfield. I think we got a couple linemen. Little confusion there on what should be happening, and I think we got a lineman downfield there a little bit too far. We'll see what the call is. Or it was picked up. So 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10 for the Mustangs from the 41.
Herman once again gets a good block.
The 32, Tate Herman on the carry.
Be interesting to know, Jackson, how many offensive plays Cheyenne has run tonight because it is starting to take a toll on the defense as we see number 5, Olkey, down.
He's the guy who had the interception, picked off Caden Olsen on the last drive, but we're going to step away. Hopefully Olkey's all right. We're going to step away for this injury timeout. We'll be right back. Mustangs still up 26-7 as we're halfway through the 3rd quarter.
It'll be 3rd and 5 for the Mustangs from the 36.
So we are back after the injury timeout. 3rd and 5. This one goes to Wilson to the left side, and Wilson gets up past the 30.
Another first down. Cheyenne content to keep the ball on the ground to just chew up good-sized chunks of yardage with every running play, as this Red River defense, as we've said, is getting tired out.
This one goes to Herman again. He's been the main workhorse for the Mustangs. Running
going to get about 9
here
on that.
Tackled by number 10, Carter Weiser.
So that clock runs. They're chewing up yards. Chance to Olsen, I don't know if there were a little miscommunication there. He looked to at least maybe fake a handoff to no one. So he tucks it and runs, but that moves the sticks once again.
So I just got an update, Dan. Apparently that Fargo North game, with their North's up 28-27. South scored, but they tried to go for 2 and they failed to win, or they failed to convert.
And that has
they tried to win
final.
and failed.
Yep. At Fargo North, well, the old adage, Jackson, you play to tie at home and win on the road. At Fargo North, gutsy call there by South to try and go for 2, unable to convert, and so they end up losing a heartbreaker to the number 1 team in 2A, that being Fargo North. Of course, South being the number 2 team, I could certainly see probably no movement in those rankings after that game, but got to be a heartbreaking disappointment for South on that, to come so close and not be able to finish the deal. So it's Red River that took a timeout there.
1st and 10 for the Mustangs from the 13-yard line.
High snap.
This one goes to Herman. He jukes his way back to the left, and Herman almost in for his 3rd score of the game, but he's tackled just short, right around the 2.
But another first down, so 1st and goal from about the 3 now. Very methodical for Cheyenne here.
This one goes to Wilson, and he's in for the touchdown. Zooms his way in, and the Mustangs get 6 more.
Well, Jackson, beginning of the game, we said you've got to win the line of scrimmage. You've got to control that. And certainly offensively, we saw it towards the end of the first half and throughout the 3rd quarter here. Cheyenne has imposed their will on the offensive line, and they're opening big holes for Herman and for Race Wilson here. And even with an RPO, that's a pretty big ask here, as that one's going to be no
good. So he's 2 for 5 now.
Still, that is another $60 donated by Western State.
32-7 though for the Mustangs. It's 4:48 to go in the 3rd quarter, and yeah, they're just chewing up the clock with that running offense. As they're up by 5 scores now.
Yeah, there's no need to try and do more with it than that.
Final 2A score: Fargo North 28, Fargo South 27.
Rogers and Hong back to receive for the Roughriders. Easily the most points Cheyenne has been up on an opponent so far this season. All their games have been relatively close, besides their season opener against Bismarck Legacy.
Good return by
look
Rogers.
at this. They got a Rogers with a pretty good return up past the 45.
26, Eddie Rogers on the return. He's knocked out of bounds by number 6, James.
Comes all the way across the field on that. That's always the hard one. It's hard to, it's hard. You have your lane that you're staying in, but when a guy gets across the field, that really opens things up, and Rogers able to bring it out almost to the 46 here, as Red River is down 32-7. Felt like the wind had died down a little bit, Jackson, at the beginning of the 3rd quarter, but feels to be freshening once again. Just a few raindrops in the first half, nothing substantial. Looks like the rain's probably going to hold off for everyone tonight. Parks.
Yeah, Parks is going to keep this, and he's tackled in the backfield.
Number 1, Pierce Parks on the carries, tackled in the backfield by number 53, Jackson Becker. Penalty marker on the play.
Oh,
we got a little fight here.
Pushing and shoving. That thing's getting a little chippy. Not necessarily a surprise. So multiple pieces of laundry on the field that have to be sorted out here by the refs. We had the initial penalty and probably going to be some offsetting unsportsmanlike conducts here. So Jackson looking forward for the two of us. I think our next broadcast after tonight, the Sheyenne volleyball team is at home next Thursday against Fargo South. I believe we'll be on the call for that one. They dropped a heartbreaker. It was a 3-0 score for that two-point match,
close.
but they were all close. It was Sheyenne scored in the 20s on all 3 sets, but North, the number 1 team, I believe in the state and certainly in the EDC standings, takes that 2-point match.
Personal foul on the offense. Personal foul on the defense. After this action was completed, we have a personal foul, number 53 on the defense. By virtue of this action, in his swing, 53 is ejected from the ballgame.
So number 53.
15-yard penalty. First down, Red River.
So Jackson
Becker
Becker's
is ejected.
His night has come to an end. Not sure what took place out there, but because it was a dead ball foul and a swing, they said, that's going to end Jackson Becker's night for whatever happened on the field, maybe defending one of his teammates. And Red River is going to burn their second timeout. You know, for a team that's down 32-7, you would think you want to hold on to those things like gold, but Red River now has burned their second timeout of the second half with 4:27 to go here in the third quarter. So beyond that volleyball match next Thursday, Sheyenne home once again for football next Friday night against Minot, another top 5 team in the state. And when you only have a handful of teams in the 3A division,
right,
you have a pretty good chance on any given Friday you're going to be facing somebody from the top 5. But that'll be a tough showdown as Minot is a good team. That last check they were up 14-0 on Davies up at Minot. So they'll be coming to town, the Magicians, next Friday night. High
it's going to be high snap. Parks pitches it, and it's not much. Swallowed up.
I was going to say, was that Canodal on that one? Grant Canodal with the stop.
Parks drops back. He dumps it off. And great hit there.
Tackle. Great job taking out the legs there.
Wilkie on the stop there.
That was a great job out in the open field.
Third and 10 from the 39, or excuse me, from the 41. Parks drops back, play action pass, gets a block, fires it deep. Might be, pass interference there right around the 15.
Boy, from up here that looked pretty incidental, Jackson. Some guys just getting tangled up, but the refs seeing it differently. They're going to call some defensive pass interference there on one of the. They're going to get Case and Men's on that. So that'll move the chains for Red River and keep this drive going.
Roughriders at the 26-yard line, first and 10.
So after that flurry of penalties in the first half, things have kind of evened out, but seeing not a very clean quarter so far from either team, as there have been multiple penalties here.
Number 52, Jollaroo on the tackle.
Jollaroo on the stop.
Pickup of about 5.
Gain of 5, second and 5 at the 21.
Red River finally snaps it. Parks gets a block, rolls out to his right. He's going to keep this time around. He's going to run out of bounds.
Number 1, Pierce Parks on the carry. 25, Carson Wilkie edges him out of bounds.
And that's enough for a first down.
First down. Riders have it first and 10 from the 16-yard line.
Seems like Shanley's pulling away in that game against Bismarck Century. They're up a couple scores.
Yep, Shanley now leads 42-28. They'd been up 36-20, and Red River had dug into that lead, or sorry, not Red River, Century had, but just another touchdown for Shanley, so now they lead 42-28. We'll try and keep you updated on some of those other scores as the night progresses.
Gain of 3, second and 7.
Parks facing some pressure, gets rid of it quickly, and that's a incomplete. Great hit there by Wilkie. He's coming to play here on the defensive side of the ball here in the second half.
Well, third and about 7 here. It's a good job by the defensive line putting some heat on Parks that time. See if they're able to get some penetration once again. Just got to maintain that discipline, that lane discipline, set that edge, not let him get outside and run.
Parks has some time here, gets rid of it, and pass is caught by number 27. That's Lord inside the 5.
Parks' pass is caught by number 27, Nicholas Lord. Leading the charge for the Mustangs is number 25, Carson Wilkie.
That'll move the chains again.
Goal for the Roughriders.
Okay, we'll be all right.
This play taking a while to get in from the Red River sideline, as the clock is certainly not their friend, as we end up go under a minute to go here in the third quarter.
And off up the middle, and the Rough Riders are in for the touchdown. That is number 25, Reed Krogstad. And the Riders are back in the touchdown circle here late in the third quarter.
On a 4-yard touchdown run.
Can you see it? Can you see it?
No, it says channel 2.
Number 1, Pierce Parks to hold. On to attempt the extra point. Number 11, Brody Andre.
Extra point is good, and it's 32-14 with 53 seconds remaining here in the third quarter.
Still a 3-score lead for Cheyenne.
We'll see what they'll do here on this next offensive drive. They'll stick it, keep it on the ground, or maybe go to the air a little bit.
So down 3 scores if you're Red River. Do you try something here, you know, little, maybe not onside, but a pooch maybe similar to what Sheyenne was able to come up with in the first half. Something like that. I think if you're on special teams here, you maybe want to have your hands guys out there, or certainly be aware of any possibility. You don't need to be a hero on this. You don't need to pick it up and run. Anything that's over that first level that lands in front of you, you just need to get on it and secure it.
Number 45, Jesse Baker to kick off for the Roughriders. Deep to receive for the Mustangs. Number 3, Race Wilson.
40-yard line in front of the Red River team on the field.
I'm just gonna get the guy because I don't see it.
They're going to go with a little pooch kick here to the left side.
Caught it with the knee on the turf, so that's going to be a dead ball right there. Unable to return that. So right at the 20 is where Sheyenne starts what's likely their last drive of the third quarter. See if Sheyenne continues to just ground and pound some yards out on some handoffs to Herman, to Wilson. This will be the last drive also where they're with the wind, so if you're going to maybe take advantage of something deep, this might be a time to make that happen.
Run up the middle with Herman, and he's swallowed up behind the line of scrimmage.
Amazing how a touchdown for a team energizes everybody, energizes the defense, energizes the offense. Good job by Red River that time. Looked much more like it was early in the first quarter. And that drive did take a little bit of time for Red River, so it did give that defense a chance to get a little bit of rest. So probably a little fresher for this drive as Wilson's
going to turn on the Jets, and Wilson's gone, and nothing but turf. Number 23 there, that's Wadlow in pursuit, and he's tackled all the way down inside the 15.
Boy, great angle of pursuit by Ladlow, because if it wasn't that angle, Race Wilson is gone. Probably two of the fastest guys on the field right there, just in a flat-out race. But Ladlow takes the correct angle, but not until after a 70-plus yard run by Race Wilson.
Mustangs going to try to get one more play off here, and this is going to be a run up the middle with Herman, and that's going to do it for the third quarter. The Mustangs and the Roughriders with the score of each there in the third quarter, and it's 32-14. And the Mustangs in scoring position now after the big run by Race Wilson, turning on the Jets.
Our health. It's what keeps us doing what we love. It keeps our communities strong. So, how are you doing? There's no easier way to take care of yourself than checking in with us, your primary care team at Essentia Health. In person or online, we offer scheduling and appointment options that fit your life. We'll care for you today and keep an eye on things for the future. And if needed, get you back on track. So take some time to connect with us, because it's always good to check in.
We are back to start the fourth quarter, and the Mustangs are Race Wilson there on the carry. You had the big carry just moments ago to get the Mustangs in the position where they are at.
get them to 3rd and less than 1 here.
Bring up 3rd and 1 for the Mustangs.
This one's going to go to Wilson once again. Tries to fight his way forward, and he's tackled right where the line of scrimmage is.
I think he fell forward just enough to create a first down, so 1st and goal opportunity.
See if
or are they saying 4th down? It's
that is a
first down.
Yep, the refs are going to get the first marker for first down. First and goal from the 4. Oh, look at this. Olsen's going to keep it. He's in for the touchdown. His first on the ground for the game. And the Mustangs back up by 4 scores. (38-14) now.
Good answer by Sheyenne there after Red River scored on their last possession. Of course, 72 yards of it coming on that run by Wilson, but it doesn't matter how you got it. It's just important to answer back. And that's no good as well.
Vipa's 2 for 6
That one
tonight.
was important. I mean, 38-14 is technically just a 3-score lead. That's 3 touchdowns and 3 2-point PATs. So it would have been nice to have that one, just, you know, to stretch it out by that 4th score. But with 11-21, it's certainly not cause for alarm yet for Sheyenne. But that would have been nice.
Vipa's 2 for 6 on PATs tonight.
Your time is running out to claim your prize in the press box.
Oh, looks like our 50-50 winner is arriving with just minutes to spare. Good for them.
Long and Rogers deep receive for the Riders. Alfonso Blanca to kick off for the Mustangs.
Again, looking around the state, Williston now leads Legacy 33-15. Shanley up 20, 48-28 on Bismarck Century. Mandan leads St. Mary's 21-7. Minot up 20-0 on Davies.
That's hit right around the 39. Haas on the tackle.
Kick is received by number 23, Aiden Wadlow. Tackled by number 17, Caleb Haas. Riders start this drive 1st and 10 from their own 40-yard line.
Park spins around and pitches it to number 33.
Oh, great tackle.
That is Bradvold.
He's got on the play by number 22, Braden Olson.
Braden Olson. Bradvold had to slow down and spun, and right there was Olson.
It's going to be a loss of 5.
Great job. I think it's safe to say Red River needs to score on every possession at this point unless something goofy starts to happen. So if Sheyenne can get a stop on this possession and just use up some clock, that's going to probably wind down Red River's chances. Especially as Red River's burned 2 of their timeouts here in the second half.
It's
3rd and 11 upcoming for Red River. Probably almost has to be 4 down territory regardless, down 3 scores.
Parks drops back, rolls to his left. He's got some pressure now, has to get rid of it, and pass is caught That's Rogers.
But just back to the line of scrimmage.
Or excuse me, that's not Rogers. That is number 14, Jallo.
He had given up so many yards on that drop back that only gets back actually to the line of scrimmage. And it looks like Red River's going to opt to punt. I think you need to be aware of any type of fake on this because under 10 to go in the clock running. It's they're going to kick it.
Yeah, they are going to punt it. This is Irie on the return. Cuts back to his left, has some room on the left side, and then he's going to be forced out of bounds just before the 40, right around the 37.
12-yard return on the punt. Mustangs will set up 1st and 10 from their own 37-yard line.
No, we're on offense. They just punted us. We have the ball now.
Carry up the middle here.
New running back.
Yeah, new running back. That's number 41.
Number 41, Eric Che.
Eric Che.
Around the carry. Gain of 3 makes it 2nd and 7.
Maybe with that punt signaling that Red River not going for it. Maybe Coach Newton going to look to get some guys some opportunities here. As Che remains in there at running back.
Che's going to get another carry here, and he's wrapped up just behind the 40.
41 Eric Che on the carry.
He's going to lose a yard or so on that and bring up 3rd and about 8.
Stops behind the line of scrimmage by number 34, Ray Dusek will bring up 3rd and 8 for the Mustangs.
I think maybe again a chance to maybe find a guy, someone on a crossing route. A little bubble screen.
It's to Bryant. He's just short of the first down marker.
Number 12, Cooper Bryant.
So just shy of the 50, about 4th and 2, a long 2. And Coach Newton's going to call for the punt team, playing the field position and scoreboard battle here as Cheyenne and Red River are going to exchange some punts here.
Received for the Riders, number 13, Matthew Dosh.
Yes,
Oh, God, good bounce. Back at just at the 21.
Hard to tell.
Punt is down at the 21-yard line where the Riders
That's where they're going to set. It almost looked like it went off the foot of a Mustang, but refs are going to say it's down at the 21, 22-yard line. So a long field facing the Roughriders at 7.5 minutes, 7:25 to go in this one.
This is Rogers on the carry. He cuts back to his left side, and he's met.
26, Eddie Rogers.
And it looks like new quarterback in. It looks like Dosh is in here for Pierce Parks.
Tackled by number 25, Carson Wilkie.
So we might start seeing some new faces on the field here as Red River down 3 scores. Opting to go with the backup quarterback here.
Decent gain up past the 30. Bradvold on the carry.
Tackles made by number 8, Tommy Levin.
Tommy Levine on that one.
Bring up third down and short for the Riders.
So I think both teams getting some guys some playing time here as we're winding down close to 6 minutes here left in the fourth. Maybe both teams hoping to get out of here, no injuries, just get some guys some experience.
Tackle made by number 21, Lane Mason here. It'll be a first down for the Riders.
And just continue to wind that clock down.
Let's go to Bradvold again.
Good pursuit. Minimal gain, if any. Maybe even a loss here of a yard or so.
Levine on the stop
once again.
Loss of one makes it second and 11 at the 32.
Well, Bismarck Century not going down without a fight. That game out in Bismarck now 48-35. Shanley leading with about 3 minutes left in the game. Dosh on the carry.
Yeah, Dosh rolls to the left side.
Number 13, Matthew Dosh on the carry. It's a gain of 5. It'll make it third down and 6 for the Roughriders.
Dosh again on the carry.
And he's swarmed under.
Oh, swallowed up by the Mustang defense. Defensive line is there.
It's hard to tell. It looked like it was kind of a rolling pocket, and he was going to look to throw that, but either didn't have anyone open or saw the heat coming and decided to take the sack on that, and that's going to bring 4th and 10, and Red River is in punt formation once again. No, offensively.
45 Jesse Baker in punt formation for the Roughriders.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. It is a punt. As we're getting down now close to 4 minutes left in this one. And that's a delay of game
Flag on the play.
by the Riders as they were having trouble figuring out who needed to be on the field and who did not need to be on the field.
Shanley with that high scoring, RPO though. It's just game after game. Seems like they're scoring 40 plus.
So here's another close one, and two-way, Valley City leads West Fargo Horace 14-13 with a minute left in the fourth. So we'll see how that one plays out, as Ivy's going to let that one just bounce. Touched by the Riders at about the 29.
Well, if you're the Mustangs, 38-14, pretty well played game. I think you just kind of, take care of the ball here for the rest of the game and hopefully just run out the clock.
Well, yeah.
No injuries.
And, if we look back at some of those keys to the game, I think, obviously winning the line of scrimmage, by and large, Cheyenne did a very good job of that, especially offensively. They wore down that Rough Rider defense, especially late in the first half and throughout the third quarter, and we saw running backs with huge lanes to run through and lots of yards to be able to pick up, as we have a new Mustang quarterback out here as well. That looks to be
Landon Zink there had the ball.
Quarterback's number 15. Is that
45 Landon Zink on that last carry.
Landon Zink is number 45.
45 Zink, yes.
Caleb Deere is out.
So Landon Zink, freshman quarterback, getting a few snaps here as we're at under 3.5 to go But going back to that, Jackson, Cheyenne did a great job, especially offensively, controlling the line of scrimmage. And I think that was the difference, is Zink has trouble holding that snap, and we'll see how that one ends up. We also talked about the turnover battle. Cheyenne lost it technically, but there was only the one turnover so far this game. And when you're scoring touchdowns in bunches, probably the key 5-minute stretch was, Cheyenne getting those 2 quick scores right before halftime and then getting the ball to start the third quarter. That's where they kind of broke it open. So that one interception not going to come back to hurt Cheyenne tonight. And it should be said, look, Caleb Deere was out. You have Barry Penu out. So guys that maybe aren't normally called on to make something happen out there really came through. Tate Herman did an excellent job filling in, I think, for Penu tonight. Olson's getting it appears getting more comfortable with this offense and reading the RPOs as Mansky's going to look to punt here. I think all in all a successful night. You've got Minot coming in next week, and Minot's the number 2 team in the state. Cheyenne the number 3 team, and Minot is up 26-0 on Davies, so that's certainly going to be a big challenge, and I'm sure Cheyenne's going to be looking to get healthier for that showdown next week, but that'll
Minot's
be a good
got a squad
one
this year.
Yeah, they do. So that's a tough team coming up for Cheyenne.
It's been a while since Minot's had a squad like that. I mean, they did make the state championship back in 2017. They lost to West Fargo 56-28. West Fargo completed an undefeated season that year, 12-0.
And I think Cheyenne did defeat Minot in the early stages of the playoffs
a couple years ago.
Yeah, 2-3 years ago. But really, Minot hasn't been back to a Dakota Bowl or really kind of been as strong as they appear to be this year. So it's been a while for that. So that'll be an interesting matchup next week, that's for certain.
It's going to be Bravo up the middle again, shakes a tackle out to the right side, and he's past the 40 and tackled right around the 34.
In that 2A game, Valley City does end up defeating West Fargo Horace 14-13. The other 2A games, North beat South 28-27. Wahpeton falls to Jamestown 47-6. Watford City 43-0 over Turtle Mountain.
Oh, wow.
Devils Lake leads Dickinson 27-7 with about 10 to go in that one. And then obviously the other 2A team is Red River here, down 38-14 to the Mustangs. As we look around 3A, Shanley continues to lead Century. It's 48-35 with 2 minutes left in the fourth, and that is the last update. Williston ahead of Legacy 33-15. Mandan leads St. Mary's 35-14. Minot up 26-0 on Davies in the fourth quarter, and then as we had said, Bismarck defeated the West Fargo Packers earlier today.
So possibly the final play of the game here is Dosh on the carry.
So I don't think there'll be any rush to get a play off. And you just let this one go. And that'll be,
looks like the rest.
I think, a solid win. We've talked about this the other night in volleyball as we saw Cheyenne taking on Wahpeton. These are games that you feel like you should win. And it's great to get a win always, no matter what the score is. You should never apologize for a win, but this was well played, I think, in all phases, special teams, offensively and defensively by Cheyenne tonight. And they imposed their will, and they're going to walk away with a 24-point victory. So it's good medicine after losing to Shanley last week. This is what Cheyenne wanted. Again, a 3A school versus a 2A. You might expect this, but you can never really look past some of these schools. So nice job by Cheyenne tonight. Good to pick up a win as you're looking forward to the Minot Magicians next Friday here at Cheyenne.
Yeah, everyone contributed. We saw a couple of touchdown passes through the air to Noah Olson and Chloe Walter. We saw a few on the ground from Tate Herbert and Race Wilson, and Caden Olson had a rushing touchdown of his own. Pretty much an all-around good victory here for the Mustangs tonight. 38-14, just a well-played game. They came in and took care of business, as they say.
Yeah, they did. They did what they had to. You know, a few, we saw kind of a flurry of penalties at a couple times during the game, and you never like to see that. And I'm sure Coach Newton will probably address that with the team, trying to clean that up. You want to be as clean in all phases of the game as you possibly can be. But a great win on homecoming. You know, it's always good to win your homecoming game, and Cheyenne pulls off an excellent win tonight.
Yeah, Cheyenne's won in the last few years on their homecoming. They've won the last 4 or 5 seasons they've won on their homecoming night, so that's good to see. And Cheyenne's going to improve to 4-1 on the season, and Red River's going to drop to 4-2 overall on the season. But that is going to do it for tonight's broadcast. We appreciate you guys for tuning in. We appreciate the support. We're glad to do this for you guys and to provide these sporting events for you. The Mustangs win 38-14, and they'll look to make it 2 in a row next Friday. Red River looking to get back in the winner's circle next Friday. Make sure you check out our social media pages, and also make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell so you can get notifications of when we go.
Only thing that's on my mind is who's gonna run this town tonight. It's a dangerous love affair. Who's gonna run this town tonight?
Stop, we are, yeah, I said it, we are. This is Rock Nation, pledge your allegiance.